How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be checking out 7 reasons the Dutch are healthier than Americans by one of my favorite Americans that's living in the Netherlands, actually. His channel is ItsCharlieVest. Links down below. Go check his channel out. It's amazing. So yeah, 7 reasons the Dutch are healthier than Americans.
So since moving to the Netherlands from America, something that has always shocked me is how healthy people here look. And to be honest, I do think there's more to the story than just the bikes. And side note,
Yeah, bikes. They're more active. They're more physically fit. I've heard in a lot of videos that I've reacted to that Dutch people are considered one of the more beautiful people. They age well, right? And yeah, that has a lot to do with, the active lifestyle, I think, and a better work-life balance. So less stress involved with all that kind of stuff. And of course, you don't have the bad chemicals in your food like you do have here in America.
shout out to my mans over there at Not Just Bikes for holding it down. Man, he be having some good videos.
Yeah, not just bikes, also great channel. Go check them out too. I like his little Skyflix thing here. That's super cool and unique. A Sky original series.
And say that all these things that I'm gonna name are just my personal observations, being an American living here in the Netherlands. So look, if I get any of it wrong, look, pull up after you hit that subscribe button and pull up in the comments. The first reason that I believe the Dutch are healthier would have to be mobility, because look, everyone's on bikes, everyone's walking. Being mobile works. I mean, in so many of my videos, I have pointed out how you just see older people biking or even rollerblading. I saw a dude in Starbucks pull up, and I shared this in the membership, so if you're not a part of the membership, go ahead. I shared in the membership a video of the dude pulling up. He had to be over 60, rollerblading in a Starbucks. But that is normal here. You see it all the time. Matter of fact, another example is one of the cafes that I work at. A lot of times, there's a guy who comes in every day, well over 80. He rides his bike to the cafe. Pimp. Man, I cannot.
Yeah, you don't hear that stuff here in the United States so much. I mean, some people do, but not so much. And I honestly, the more videos I watch, the more I realize, the more I see how it is in the rest of the world, and the more I realize, I need to be more active myself. I really do. I really do. This is kind of helping me, encourage me to try to lead a more active lifestyle, which I do plan on making some changes in my life to try to get more active,
Not stress this enough, because you're seeing it every day. These older people, these seniors are just so mobile, because in the States it is not like that at all. And yet it is completely normal here. And one of the reasons it's normal here is because a lot of these people grow up, and they're growing up mobile. They're growing up riding when they're 1. And you think I'm joking, but I'm not. My son was like that. But yeah, they're riding when they're 1. They're walking everywhere. A lot of people are not just sitting in cars. I'm telling you, mobility plays a huge role in your health. I mean, you can get well over 10,000 steps a day just by going about your day. It's just a normal thing. Obviously, this has a lot to do with infrastructure and the city being just more walkable, versus in the States, it's just not like that. Whoa, man, look how, wow, today is nice. Completely different.
That is true. It's just the cities here are just built to not be walkable at all. And he referenced Not Just Bikes, and I second that. Not Just Bikes has a lot of good videos. He's a Canadian person that lives in Amsterdam, or had lived. Maybe he lives back in Canada now. I don't know, but he lived a lot of times in Amsterdam for many years, I think, and does a lot of videos that compares and stuff. And it really opens up your eyes to the differences and everything, because we don't have that opportunity here. So for us to do all this extra stuff to be active is we actually have to go out of our way to do it, because you can't just walk to work when you have to drive 10-15 minute drive. I'm 11 miles to the closest town. That'd be a hell of a walk every day. You know what I mean? So it just sucks. Things are different.
Wow. Wow, look at that view,
It's a
man.
great view.
And I don't need my gloves today? Pimp, come on. Like today is a sauce day. Wow, it's nice. Look at that view over there.
It is a nice view.
Man, it's
You guys are
nice.
lucky.
Like I'm about to start sweating. Like I overdressed. And another reason that the Dutch might be more healthier than Americans would have to be the food. And now it is no secret that the amount of preservatives and just pure trash and garbage that they are putting in their food in the States has contributed to a lot of
Yeah.
Americans being unhealthy. And then you
Yeah, a lot of this stuff, the chemicals and stuff, it rises like obesity rates and like diabetes rates and all that stuff like just starts soaring. Just the diet that we're almost forced to eat.
throw in the fact that it is extremely hard to actually find like good veggies or like basically good produce just like randomly. Not everywhere has a Whole Foods. And I mean,
Right, right.
Pimp, look, I'm gonna let you know right now, we don't got no Whole Foods here. I mean, every grocery store is a Whole Foods. And then
And the thing with this Whole Foods thing, I've never seen a Whole Foods in my life. That's only in like around big cities and stuff like that. Like I live in a rural place. Like the closest city that I'm talking about isn't even a city. It'd be a village by Europe standards. There's only like 6,000 people there.
And I wish I was making this up because one of the things I said back when I was in Detroit, I made a video and I said in the video that you have to look for healthy food in the States. Like, it's like you playing Marco Polo with healthy food over there unless you're willing to pay
Yeah.
an arm and a leg to get just basic healthy food. But over
Yeah, oh yeah, arm and a leg for sure. I mentioned this in a French video that I done earlier. It's blocked for a couple days, but it'll copyright reasons. It'll be up in a couple days on my French channel. But anyways, how you could have the same thing like a bell pepper, for instance. The regular version that's not healthy, not organic, whatever, is already rising in price. The cost of the groceries are insane right now. The organic, healthy versions of everything is probably double, triple the price of like the normal version that people can't even afford right now, the normal version with the way the prices are these days. And it's probably not just here. I think that's worldwide. I mean, prices, it's inflation and things happen, but it's just crazy.
here, it's not the case. It's at every corner. I mean, like literally, it's at every grocery store. Which is why we don't even mess with Whole Foods and Air One. That was another one. That was a big one in LA. That was crazy expensive. And these are super popular stores in the States because they provide healthy food and they're crazy expensive, which are both popular grocery stores in the States, but the price of the food is it's a bit pricey, especially that Air One. Air One bottle of water be like $7.
I never heard of that store either, but $7 for a water. Come on now. That's ridiculous.
I wish I was joking. So now, besides the terrible things that they put in food over there, that's extremely common, you'll also notice that the serving of the food, like the portions of the food it's a lot, man. And these portion sizes are no joke in the States. Like that's why when you finish eating, you feel all heavy and like slow and sluggish. The portion sizes are ridiculous. Versus over here, one, the portion sizes are pretty standard. And then two, a lot of people they don't overeat. I don't know how to explain it, but I have noticed that a lot of people here don't overeat. Matter of fact, even if they don't finish the food, they don't even take it home. A lot of times, a lot of people don't take their food home. And now this is just my
It is different.
observation. So let me know if I'm tripping or if I'm wrong. Let me move out the way.
And the thing about that is here it's kind of like if you bought the food, you're already paying a lot of money for the food if you go out to a restaurant, right? And then you're forced to tip the person that brings you the food because the restaurant just can't, pay them a fair wage, of course, right? They pay them like a third of the minimum wage and they make them like live their life off of tips. So by the time you've paid for all this food, if they give you this big portion size and you're full and you can't eat it all, then the theory that I have is the reason that here you get the take-home box so often is you paid for it, you might as well take it, and then you got something to eat later. Like you bought the food. What's wrong? Everybody else takes a box home, so it's not like a weird thing. So it's like Yeah, no, I paid all this money for this. Then I had to tip the waitress. I'm taking the rest of that home because otherwise it's just getting tossed in the trash. I don't like to waste things, you know.
But if I get bye bye. You know what? I was actually going the wrong way. I was going that way, but I wanted to go this way. But dang, getting lost in the sauce, man. Oh snap! Look, the sun out. All those people over there, right there. Because that sun's beaming this way.
I love the view, like just big wide open areas like that with all these like old historic buildings. Like it's incredible.
Something else I've noticed when it comes to like the food, I noticed the dieting is different too. Like it's very like, I don't know how to explain it, but you could see that people eat a lot of fruits, people eat a lot of vegetables. Like it's very basic. I'd never heard of anybody like counting calories or like macro, I don't know, all these crazy things that people are doing in the States these days. I noticed it's very
I don't do that.
basic here. I'm being dead serious, I've never heard anything just crazy like I've heard in the States when it comes to dieting and all this other stuff. Never heard it. Just basic fruits, basic vegetables. I have heard a lot of people say that they're cutting back on sugar or something like that. But that's about it. like I never heard of like people counting macros and stuff versus like, I remember that was like a thing like in the States when I was there. That was,
It depends on who you are. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do that. I don't personally. I don't know a lot of people that do. We just eat whatever we want to eat. You know, of course, we know what to eat. We know not to eat too much and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. But there's definitely people that go overboard with the calorie counting kind of thing for sure.
it's crazy counting calories and all this. Like, it's so basic here. People are healthier. People are also just happier, and they're not. A lot of people aren't tired. Like, I don't know how to explain this because you'll only notice it if you go to the States. But you'll notice that people are not happy there, and also people are
Right.
very sluggish and very tired, and they seem like they're run down. Yeah, it's a bit sad, man. I don't even know
Is
how
he
else to
talking?
explain.
Is he talking about me here? Getting personal here.
It. But yeah, again, just from my observation, it seems like the diet is very, very basic. And I mean, to the point where, look, I'm not gonna lie, my son be asking to eat Haffelsloff in the morning
What is that?
because his friends eat it. Hey,
Haffelsloff?
like
What is that?
legit, just bread with like hazelnut and sprinkle.
Oh, Hagelslag. Okay, yeah. I have dark chocolate Hagelslag in the kitchen. Rooter brand, Router, however you pronounce that. Yeah.
Whoa, man, that sun is crazy. Dang, sun is hot. And a few months back, I read somewhere that having strong social connections actually reduces stress. And the reason I bring this
I
up
hear
is
that.
because stress plays a huge role when it comes to not just your mental health, but just your overall health, both physical and mental. Which brings up another good point of why the Dutch are healthier than Americans, and it has to do with their values. Because while most Americans value mostly like
Values.
stuff and everything that kind of doesn't matter, the
Oh,
Dutch
yeah, yeah.
don't roll like that. They make sure I don't get hit by a bike. Because you see, they value friendships, their time, their family. And it's not to say
That's
that the
that's
Dutch don't
me.
work hard or anything like that, or they don't value their job. No, it's not that. It's just that when it comes to a list of priorities, those things are usually at the bottom. Plus, they work extremely hard as well. The difference, though, is that when it comes to work, the Dutch usually have a really solid separation between the two. Meanwhile, in the States,
Yep.
this is why it's okay for somebody to just go online, make a video telling you that you lazy because you not working 100 hours a week. I wish I was joking, but I've seen so many videos like this posted, and these videos get millions of views. And you read the comments, and everybody's like, yeah, let's go 100 hours a week. Nah, you need to work
Yeah,
25 hours a day. Like, it is insane to me. And man,
Yeah.
it's gotten so bad that you're having like,
And they make you. It's like the society makes you feel bad if you're not like that. And I've always had the mentality of like, why? Why? You just need enough to get by. If I'm working 12, 18 hours a day, what life do I have outside of work? I'm basically a slave at this point. I don't want to do that. That's ridiculous. I've never understood it. I never will understand it. It is absolutely beyond me, over my head. I don't understand that. It's just greed, I think. Greed. They have to have more, 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 because it's never enough. But it's like you're gonna regret that when you get older. You're gonna look back at your life and be like, "Wow, I've done nothing but work. Everything else just slipped on by." It's crazy.
15-year-olds saying this stuff like, oh, if you ain't working 20-hour days, you ain't hustling. You ain't getting to the bag. Man, I wish somebody would come up to me today and tell me that I need to be working 100 hours. Man, I wish they would, like a tree up in this piece. If someone came up to me and said that, they getting slapped. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, because I've been there. I did that life. I did my nickel.
Oh no, yeah, me too. I used to work at a window factory, and it would take me like over an hour to get there, right? I was working 12-hour shifts, mandatory. When I got the job, they didn't tell me about that part. It's mandatory. It's basically you just have to, right? So I'm working 12-hour days. Well, we have an hour lunch, so I'm actually there for 13 hours plus over an hour drive. I was gone for like 15, 16 hours out of my day, every single day, every single day, every single day. And it seemed like every other Saturday they'd have us come in for like 6 hours, 8 hours on a Saturday. Long story short, that ain't last but a few months, and I said, screw that, and I stopped working at that place. Call me lazy if you want, I don't care, but I wasn't gonna do it. It was insane. Yeah, sure, I had a bunch of money. Yeah, I had no time to do anything with it. I wasn't happy. I was tired, dog tired.
I ain't going back. And not for nothing, I've been here before you.
This is great. I can feel it in my soul.
Up in this piece. If someone came up to me and said that, they getting slapped. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, because I've been there. I did that life. I did my nickel. I ain't going back. And not for nothing, after being here for 4 years, I'm not gonna lie, that is the best way to go. Have a healthy separation and set boundaries between your job and your actual life, because your life is not really your job. That's just me. I'm just super saying. Pull up in the comments if I said it wrong. But even for me, I am not my job. Me personally am not my job. And I've grown to learn that that is actually okay. I can prioritize my family, my friends, and like spending time with them a little bit more versus the opposite of spending more time at work and putting more of my life into work. So when I'm working, I'm killing it. I'm giving it 100% and I'm being efficient with it. But when it's time to go, look, I'm out. Because now I understand that it don't matter if I'm killing it at work if I'm not killing it at home. And now look, for those who don't understand what I mean by killing it, I'm just basically talking about putting in just as much effort at work as I do at home and vice versa. That's all.
Right.
We ain't killing nobody.
No, yeah. I when you're working.
Oh, that was nice. I was just walking by and someone gave me a little heart, and I was like, oh, thanks. And honestly, though, this is something that's really important to me because I had a hard time with this when I was living in the States, especially when I was working my last job. I had a really, really tough time with this. I would put so much effort and so much of myself into work and into everything else, that anything that had to do with work, I was putting 1,000% in. But then when I go home, maybe like, 20%. And that's terrible. Not anymore, because I see long term that's not sustainable. Plus, my health comes before. Plus, too, your job could legit look up one day and just fire you. After you just put in.
Not trying to cut him off right in the middle of a sentence, but this goes back to what he was saying earlier, like how older people here in the United States, they're not active, right? And a lot of it is the cities aren't walkable, right? Like they force you to not be active. They force you to rely on a car and everything. But a lot of it is also they're working themselves to death. You know what I mean? With all these extra hours, they're working themselves to death. So by the time they're 40, they're feeling like a 60-year-old European. You know what I mean? Like, because you're aging faster. So there's that.
Look up one health. My health comes before. Plus, too, your job could legit look up one day and just fire you.
Yeah.
After you just put in 1,000% and was slacking off at home and in your relationships. And again, I think it plays a significant role in the Dutch in the Dutch being healthier than Americans. I'm just super saying, man. Just super saying. Holy cow, it is hot. Man, I'm getting so hot.
I wish it was hot.
Dang.
It's cold here.
Gotta open up my jacket. Oh, man. But look how pretty it turned out to be. Man, wow.
It's
What
nice.
a gorgeous day. Jeez. Wow.
Well, yeah, when you got all the canals, you got the water glistening across it.
Wow. And something that is a bit of a trip would have to be that the US has this huge market of medication. They're also really, really good when it comes to like health care. Not the healthcare system, but the quality of healthcare in the US is top notch. But for some reason, you have the most depressed, the most loneliest, as well as the most people on ADHD medication. Like, it's just, it blows my mind. I don't know why or how it got there. Something that I will never understand is why there are so many people who are depressed and on medication.
It's because they profit off the sick. Like, legitimately, that's the model here. That's how they do it. They profit off the sick.
Medication for depression and ADHD versus a lot of other countries. This is like non-existent. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but what I'm saying is not nearly to the level of like what I thought it was. I thought this was like a normal thing. I thought that no matter where you went, you would see people with the same problems because people are the same. But no, it is not like that at all. Like America versus the Netherlands. When you compare the data, it is mind-blowing how different it is. I'm not saying that people here don't have issues or have these problems, but there is a clear difference between a place like America that has everything at their fingertips, everything you can consume, you can get anything any time of the day. A place like this is one of the most depressing places to live, and it's only getting worse. But also something else that my friend also told me was that
that's crazy.
They're not rushing to like medicate everybody. You know what I mean? Like it's not like in the States. I think that does play a role in how healthy they are. I mean, that's just me. That's my opinion. I'm gonna just go ahead and super say that. And now for me, I have definitely been doing a couple of things a bit different just so that I can definitely get on the more of the healthier side of living. I mean, one of them being eating less portions and being, honestly, just being mindful of not like filling myself up all the time. I've also been mindful of
I've been
just making sure I get out and staying mobile because, man, I ain't gonna lie, seeing seniors out hugging the block like they do, huge motivator. Like, if I can see a dude that's in his 60s roll up in some rollerblades, there's nothing that I can't do. Nothing. And then lastly, just keeping my priorities in check because I do kind of slip up sometimes and get sucked into work and all this other stuff when honestly I should be spending more time with my friends and my family, and especially my kids while they're the age that they are. And that also helped me stay mobile too because they are some firecrackers, man. They are all over the place. So not for nothing, I kind of need to stay healthy so I can keep up with them.
Right. Awesome. That's a good video. I'm just going to comment on that and say nice video. So, yeah, man, he makes some really good points. He makes some really good points. It's like you got the United States with mass consumption. They advertise it everywhere. Buy. It's so capitalistic. Everybody has access to everything all the time, it seems like. Not necessarily everybody. Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so I don't. But in cities, in towns, right? You got whatever you want there. But it's the most depressing country there is. It's like... opens your eyes. It really does. He makes some good points. Like I said, go check out his channel. I definitely recommend it. Great channel. And I need to go check out more of his videos, actually, because he's doing great. Love the comparison to... like, those are my kind of favorite... like, my favorite kind of video. Sorry, I can't talk for some reason. But, like, the ones that compare whatever country to the United States, right? Because it kind of... it just puts it into perspective of the differences, and I just really like that, right? Because then I can put in my perspective, my point of view from being an American, which is going to be different than his point of view because he has the city life American mindset, which I've lived in cities, not big ones like Atlanta, Georgia, Los Angeles, Detroit, whatever places he's lived. But most of my entire life, I've lived in like the country or small towns. So I have a little bit different perspective in that regard. But anyways, enough rambling. Do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. That'd be amazing. You guys have a super fun, awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.